It is exactly 10 after 11 o'clock. We have two dynamic young ladies, and that, of course, is Buhle and Bongiwe. They're going to be helping me navigate those all important questions regarding the unemployment youth situation here in South Africa. What are the barriers to entry? What can be done about breaking down those barriers? And these two young ladies as well, how are they going to help us navigate these issues? Are they realistic? Is the situation around youth unemployment as dire as we believe it to be? Or are people like a Fetch, the Fetch site manager, who's Bongiwe, and Youth Capital project lead, and that's you, Buhle? Are you guys going to be able to help us, help our young people navigate the space of finding work? Buhlebethu Magwaza, very good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Julie. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So I take it you can hear me loudly and clearly. And let's go to you, Bongiwe. A very good morning to you. Welcome. Okay, Bongiwe, I don't know what's happened to you. Not Bongiwe, are you there? Can you hear me?
Please continue with Buhle.
Okay, I've just been told that I've got to talk with Buhle first, and then we'll cross over to Bongiwe in a little while. So welcome to you, Buhle. Tell me, what exactly does it mean heading up, or the title that you hold, project lead at Youth Capital?
Good morning, Julie. So I am Buhle from Youth Capital. Youth Capital is a national advocacy campaign advocating for policy change to solve youth unemployment. What that means is that we believe that youth unemployment in South Africa, more than anything, is a structural and systemic issue more than an individual issue. So it's not that young people are not working hard enough. It's not that young people are not motivated enough. It's not that young people are not even applying enough. It simply means that the labor market is not producing jobs at a rate that is that can actually absorb the young people that are currently unemployed. Currently, more than almost 10 million young people between the ages of 15 to 34 are not in education, employment, or training. These are young people that want to be in the labor market. These are young people that are looking for work. But the problem really is that there is a shortage of opportunities. And this is quite evident in the number of jobs that our economy, formal jobs that our economy is able to produce. In 2025 alone, our economy only managed to produce 21,000 new jobs. And if you look at that in relation to how many young people are just sitting at home, it is quite clear that the work is not going to come from the formal jobs that young people are consistently told that they need to be applying for.
Yeah, that is the sad reality. Tell us a little bit about Youth Capital. We understand that you bring structure and structural and political kind of picture to the situation. The reason why so very many young people are locked out and these barriers are absolutely untenable. So we're really talking here about government being involved in a very, very big way. And I guess society also has a role to play here. What I'm going to ask, please, is that both of you just stand by. We have to take our first set of ad breaks. When we come back, I will be then engaging with you, Bongiwe Gwala. Very good morning to you. Welcome. You are with an organization called Fetch Kwaglimba. I hope I've said that correctly.
Yes.
Okay, stand by. I'll be back with you guys in a minute or two.
All right.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Hey, Gulam.
Yeah?
Did I return your lawnmower last month?
No, bye, you didn't.
Oh, no. Now what'll I do? I wanted to borrow it again, man.
With Randry Jewelers, you won't have to borrow or lend because the prices are so well trimmed on all gold and diamond jewelry. Alternatively, we could remake your old jewelry into a brilliant new design. Visit Randry Jewelers at 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Gaza needs your support more than ever. Homes have been shattered and families have lost everything. With your support, our teams are delivering clean water tankers, feeding the hungry, and assisting orphans who have no one left. Let us give Gaza whatever help we can. African Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Are you banking with convenience, transparency, and flexibility? With Al Barakah Bank's transactional banking account, you can enjoy convenient everyday banking designed around your needs. Benefit from zero fees on point-of-sale transactions and manage your banking easily through Al Barakah's secure mobile banking app and internet banking platform. From everyday payments to managing your personal or business banking, Al Barakah makes banking simple, transparent, and convenient. Visit albarakah.co.za to learn more. Al Barakah, your partner bank. Al Barakah Bank Limited is an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
It is exactly 18 after 11 o'clock. Welcome back. We are talking about the dire situation in South Africa, youth unemployment. Buhle put out a figure just now, and if memory serves, I think you said 10 million young people are out of work. That is a
Almost 10
shocking
million,
figure
yes.
indeed, and very worrying as well. Bongiwe, Gwala, very good morning to you. Welcome. Lovely to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Fetch Limba.
Good morning to everyone and good morning, ladies. Thank you very much for the opportunity and my apologies for the miscommunication. I can't even explain what happened there. But Fetch Limba is a program that focuses on young people. We work with young people that are not in employment, not in education, and not in any training, helping them reconnect with opportunities through coaching, skills development, and ongoing support. Our aim is to ensure that young people are able to navigate their journey. They don't have to navigate their journey alone. So Fitch just lends a helping hand where we are always there to support young people, and young people are always assisted and linked to opportunities and supported through various opportunities that we provide as Veg Kwaklimba, where we provide different coaching experiences as well as other activities that are aimed at supporting young people to reach their full potential.
So where are you both based? How many outlets do you have? And what happens when you have a cohort of young people who probably haven't finished matric, are totally unemployable? What sort of upskilling would you assist them with to make them employable, Bongiwe?
Fitch is based here in KZN in Waklimba. It's a very small community in the outskirts of Durban. And we're not the only site, but here in KZN and Durban, this is the only site, but we're not the only site that is existing. And there's still potential for other sites to also be open in other provinces. However, here in KZN, this is the only site that we have as Fetch. And when young people come through to our offices and they come to us as Fetch, without any proper skills of being job ready or employment ready, our first step is for that young person to be enrolled. And once they're enrolled, they will have an opportunity to have a one-on-one session with a coach. So the coaching sessions are very personalized and privatized. Young person will have a conversation with the coach where they get to know each other, and the coach will get an understanding of where the young person is, who they are, what they'd like, and where they are aiming to go to. During those coaching sessions, they will be able to set specific goals that will come out from conversations they'll have with the coach, which will outline and highlight some of the things that they would like to do. For example, if a young person would like to apply for employment, the coach's conversation would be for them to work through where to start. If they haven't finished their matric or they do have matric, now our aim is now to make sure that they build a very strong CV where they'll be able to advertise themselves. That CV is the one that we'll send out, and we'll assist them with creating a very good CV. And once that good CV is created, the young person will have access to it, assisted with creating an email address, a professional working address that is, and they'll be able to be assisted with the work that is suitable for them at that moment in time. And then while preparing for that as they're applying, we also have provided a few young people that we are working with job interview preparations, which is where we would have them come to the office with formal wear and be in a place where they feel like they're in an interview, ask various questions, and just be prepared for the work preparedness and being able to go to a certain interview. And hopefully, if that goes well and they do get called out for an interview, we again would support that young person with making sure that they are ready, prepared on time, and they are going to be able to attend that interview. And then the rest would be history.
Absolutely. Okay, Buhle, this is where you come in. Many people face the challenge, huge challenges, such as the cost of job hunting. And
Yes.
the need for prior experience is also top of that list, and limited professional networks. Which of these barriers do you believe has the greatest impact, and how can they be addressed? Bongiwe has already addressed one or two of those issues,
Mm.
but where and how do you, as project lead Youth Capital, come in to make this a reality for young unemployed people?
Thank you for that question. I think that work that is being done by Fetch is quite important. That's work readiness exercise where young people are taught a skill of how do you prepare your CV, how do you present yourself in an interview is quite important. And where our work comes in as Youth Capital, we are not necessarily a program, so we are not programmatic. We're a national advocacy campaign. And what that means is that we surface the lived experiences of young people who are navigating the labor market and unemployment and make sure that they reach decision makers. That will be our members of parliament, our policymakers, National Treasury, Minister of Finance, to be like, hey, look, this is what young people are navigating when it comes to unemployment. Therefore, whatever intervention, whatever decisions you are making in as far as like the national budget, you must make sure that they are really rooted in their experiences and their lived realities. So programs like Fetch prepare young people so that they can be able to tap in the opportunities as soon as they're made available to them. But campaigns like Youth Capital are really advocating that when young people are prepared and are job ready, they can be able to find those opportunities. So, for example, will you ask me which opportunity of the things that Bongiwe has mentioned are we able to then tap into? one of the barriers that young people really face is work experience. Everyone is asking young people to prove that they can do the job before they can be given an opportunity. But you need somebody to give you the opportunity to prove that you can do the job before you can, prove yourself, which is just like a constant loop. So that is one of the things that is
Can
like
I
a
come in
major
here,
barrier.
Buhle? Can I
Yes,
come in here? Both
yes.
you and Bongiwe, have you guys explored the viability of getting these young people to shadow captains of industry or to shadow other workplace employees? Thus, it will actually overcome that barrier where people are asking, employers are asking for experienced young people. So if they start shadowing and probably get a stipend for
Mm,
that, to cover their
mm,
perhaps transport and lunch costs, they will be
mm.
able to say, I have experience because I have shadowed Buhle for the past 6 months or the past year. I want your thoughts and I want Bongiwe's thoughts. So first to you, Buhle.
Sure. I think there's a lot of people who are providing that type of work. But the main barrier is that this is not available at scale. Like I said, almost 10 million young people are sitting at home, not in education, not in training, and not in employment. So it means that like the opportunities are there. There are people who are providing job shadowing opportunities, but not at scale. That is why we advocate for public employment programs, your basic education initiative or your teacher's assistant program, your EPWP, because those are opportunities that provide young people with the ability to tap and have that work experience. And public employment programs are programs that provide opportunity to do social good. When you look around the country and you look around, there's a social need everywhere. Almost every community has access to a school. Almost every community, whether rural or urban or peri-urban, has a municipality, and you can see EPWP workers. So public employment programs are one of the few opportunities that are available to almost all young people to be able to provide them with that opportunity to have that work experience that is so needed by many people. So I do agree with you that young people should be given an opportunity to job shadow somebody to get that experience. But where the problem is, or where the disconnect really is that opportunity available to everyone? So it's not about the availability of job shadowing opportunities, it's the scale.
Mhm.
If 10 million young people are not able to have access to any training, any employment, or are not studying anything, the issue more than anything is the scale. Yet there are young people who are part of the programs that provide these opportunities. But what happens to those young people who are stuck in rural villages where there isn't like any economic activity that allows them to shadow these captains of industry? And that is why we say public employment programs really are and they're not the silver bullets, but it's one of the most credible opportunities that are there that allow every young person in the country to have access to tap into some sort of earning opportunity and get that work experience.
Okay, Bongiwe, over to you now. You've given us a beautiful overview of the type of preparedness that you take young people, unemployed young people through. How about the situation, even though you are preparing them to join the workforce, and you probably talk them through practical skills, attitudes, which is very, very important, and of course, workplace habits. So, how do you prepare them so that you help them stand out at interview level? I know, and a lot of that as well is to help them build their self-confidence. You
Yes,
can do just so much, but the rest really depends on the young people themselves. Bongiwe.
definitely. I would agree with Ubushe when she says that young people are available, they are capable, and they are eager to build. That one is very true, and that's what we also believe in as Fetch. That young people are available for us to be there and lend that hand. And what I feel that is lacking is an access to opportunities, as Bushe is saying. Now, for us as a Fetch, the biggest part of our work that we are doing in communities, and because we are working in underprivileged communities. The biggest opportunities that we'd like to open for these underprivileged communities is to be that linkage and connect them to those opportunities. So for us, in order for us to do that, it is always good for us to make sure that we pave the way, and that when young people have been through our program or have been part of our program, it's easier to navigate anything that they might be faced with. So, for example, with Fetch, for young people to be prepared before, even though we do prepare them for interview preparedness, and we make sure that they are quite capable in being able to use a laptop or a computer and being able to type and do their own CV and being capable in doing everything for themselves. We also provide opportunities where young people can engage with each other and they take leading spaces within those activities that we create. Those one of those activities is called a peer support session, where they get to engage with one another, discuss any issues that they might be facing within their communities, at home, private lives, finding employment, being linked to educational opportunities. Those are all the opportunities that we'll provide for them, where they get an opportunity to stand up for themselves, be able to stand in front of other people and speak freely, and being able to stand in front of adults and express themselves, and being able to come up with solutions to their own problems. That's where they discuss all their issues and they're able to see their own problems, and we allow them and create space where once they've identified issues, we also give them the opportunity to say, let's come up with solutions to those issues that you guys have raised. And once those solutions have been raised, that's where we come in again as Fetch, and we will try our level best to make sure that whatever solution that came up with, we will work towards making that solution a reality, and we will make sure that we try and link them to those opportunities. And like you said, with your first question, if it would be good for us to be able to allow them to shadow and actually gain that experience, that's where we are now at. We'd like to get to that level. We are trying and on that path where we would like to work with a lot of employers around the area. Our area is an area with a lot of warehouses, and there's a lot of job opportunities for our young people. So if we could get that opportunity to have these factories be able to work closely with us, where we'd be able to have our young people shadow some of their workers, volunteer in some of those areas, we as Fetch have led the way and allowed young people to be able to come and volunteer within the organization, which will be good to build their CVs and make sure that they do have some sense of experience to get into the working environment.
Okay, our final question goes to you, Buhle. Young people who've been applying for work without success and are feeling discouraged and despondent, obviously. What message of encouragement and practical advice would you share with them?
I think it's important that young people know that they have the power to force the stakeholders in the ecosystem to really listen to their issues around unemployment. I think it's important that they know that there is an outlet that they can use to make sure that the message reaches our policymakers, our members of parliament, and our national treasury, and the likes that are responsible for all that's happening in the labor market. And through Youth Capital, we are working very hard to make sure that some of these opportunities that I've spoken about in public employment programs, in your basic education initiative, which employs 200,000 young people annually, and this year has been completely cut off from the budgets, and other opportunities like the Social Employment Fund. These are things that need to be accounted for in our national budget. It can't be that young people have to wait for the national budget to be tabled and wait 6 months into the year before it's adopted, before they know what's available to them. So we are currently running a campaign called Public Employment Programs for Youth, where we are advocating for the national budget to be able to recognize public employment programs and put them in the national budget. And we have asked that the Minister of Finance and the National Treasury actually ring fence the budget for public employment programs. That's number one, because if the budget is ring fenced, it means it cannot be touched, even if we have another wave of COVID. And secondly, make that budget multi-year so that young people are able to get into these programs and have enough time to upskill themselves, to learn and get that ecosystem of support that is available under these programs. And lastly, we have asked that whatever budget they put forward for public employment programs be able to guarantee a minimum of 1 million opportunities for young people annually. And that's not a lot if you're looking at the 10 million young people who are not in education, employment, or training. So if you're a young person there and you feel powerless and you feel like there's nothing that you can do, please go onto the Youth Capital website and sign the petition so that when the medium-term budget comes in October this year, we're able to get that commitment from our decision makers, from our policy makers, because you as a young person deserve to be recognized and your struggles deserve to be recognized. And you are not supposed to be the one that is responsible
We're
for
having
creating
sound
your own
problems
work,
there.
where there is work everywhere.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, unfortunately. We've come to the end of the time in any event. Sorry, Buhle, but we had some sound problems as you were wrapping up. Thank you indeed for your input on the show this morning, and best of luck with your endeavors. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. 11:36, we're moving along, and our next interview hopefully is on standby. That, of course, is Zarina Mia. She is a holistic wellness counselor, has been doing this work for the past 49 years. Can't wait to get talking to her. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Zarina Mia.